Disned Macedonia, today over Macedonia. With the beginning of the Bulgarian national revival of the 18th century, many of the reformers were from this region, including the Madalov brothers, Radko Zinzimfov, Zodakim Kolovisky, and of course Kolin Palajinovic, and others as well. The vicious fist of the Sovia, the Debra, the Bitola, the Orde, the Velis, and the Sodaka voted to join the Bulgarian Exarchat after it was established in 1870. Several movements whose goals were the establishment of an autonomous Macedonia, which would encompass the entire region of Macedonia, began to arise in the late 19th century. The earliest of these were the Macedonian Revolutionary Organization, that would later become the Secret Macedonian Adotopol Revolutionary Organization, or the SRMRO. In 1905, it was renamed to the Internal Macedonian Adotopol Revolutionary Organization, or the IMARO, and after World War I, the organization separated into the Internal Macedonian Revolutionary Organization, the IMRO, and the Internal Transnistrian Revolution Organization, the RITRO. In the early years of the organization, membership was only open to Bulgarians, but were later open to all inhabitants of Europe, and even the European Turks, regardless of their nationality or religion. In 1903, the RMRO, or the Internal Macedonian Revolutionary Organization, organized the Indel Preobraznihi uprising against the Ottomans, which after some initial success, including the formation of the Kosovo Republic, was crushed with much loss of life. The uprising and the forming of the Kosovo Republic are considered the cornerstones and precursors to the eventual establishment of a Macedonian state. Following the two Balkan Wars of 1912 and 1913, and the dissolution of the Ottoman Empire in the Balkan region, most of its European-held territories were divided between the Greeks, the Bulgarians, and the Serbians. The territory of the modern-day Macedonian state was annexed by Serbia and named South Serbia. Following the partitioning of Macedonia to Greece and Serbia, an anti-Bulgarian campaign was carried out in the areas under Serbian and Greek control. As many as 641 Bulgarian schools and 761 churches were closed by the Serbs, while exarchist clergies and teachers were expelled from these churches and schools. The use of the Bulgarian, including all Macedonian dialects, was prohibited. In the fall of 1915, Bulgaria joined the Central Powers in the First World War, and gained control over what is mostly the territory of present-day former Socialist Republic of Macedonia. After the end of the First World War, the area returned to Serbian control and Greek control as part of the newly formed Kingdom of Serbs, Croats and Slovenes, and saw the reintroduction of anti-Bulgarian measures. The Serbian government pursued a policy of forced urbanization in the region, which included the systematic repression of Bulgarian activities, altering family surnames, initial colonization, forced labor, and even intense propaganda. To aid the implementation of this policy, some 50,000 Serbian armies and grenadier men were stationed in Macedonia. By 1940, 280 Serbian colonies, comprising of 4,200 families, were established as part of the government's initial colonization program. Initial plans estimated to be 50,000 families settled in Macedonia by late 1940. But back to World War I. In 1929, the kingdom was officially renamed to the Kingdom of Yugoslavia and divided into two provinces called Bosnia, South Serbia, which is today the Republic of Macedonia, or the former Socialist Republic of Macedonia, and became known as the Vada Brana of the Kingdom of Yugoslavia. The concept of United Macedonia was news yet again, and the Internal Macedonian Revolution Organization was sprung up yet again, the RMRO, in the interbellum. Its leaders included Theodore Alexandrov, Alexander Petegerov, and of course Ivan Mikolov, promoted independence for the Macedonian territory split between Serbia and Greece for the whole population, regardless of religion, gender, and ethnicity. The Bulgarian government of Alexander Mikolov in 1918 offered to give up permanent Macedonia for that of the purpose after World War I, but the great powers did not adopt the idea because Serbia and Greece opposed it. In 1924, the Communist International suggested that all Balkan Communist parties adopt a platform for a united Macedonia, but the suggestion was rejected by the Bulgarian and Greek communists. The IMRO followed by starting an insurgents war in Vera Badanovna, together with the Macedonian New Secret Revolutionary Organization, which would also conduct guerrilla warfare attacks against the Serbian administration and army officials there. In 1923 in Tips, a paramilitary organization called the Association Against Bulgarian Bandits was formed by the Serbian Chechniks, the IMRO renegades, and the Macedonian Federation Organization, or the MFO members, were opposed to the RMRO and the MMTOR. The Macedonian's ideals increased during the interbellum and the interwar years before World War II in the Yugoslav Verda Macedonia and among the leftist diaspora in Bulgaria, and was supported by the Comintern. Before we leave, before we leave World War One, because Yugoslavia is already after World War One, 1929. In 1934, it is issued a special resolution in which the first time directions were provided for recognizing the existence of a separate Macedonian nation and Macedonian language. But World War II came in and ruined all of that. Anyway, that's a story for another day. Hope you enjoyed, hope you learned something. Macedonia.